look at for zoning this fall, for new construction and remodeling.
So there was some notice that, I guess we have to wait till it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
There's some zoning questions we had about what can come out of here, but we were towards the zoning. Zoning said, okay, so now,
Why don't we, end of August maybe? We'll have a lot of our work caught up on the big projects that we're doing. We can have another work session on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's about 6 weeks away. I know what happens once in the fall. Fall just disappears.
Well,
They also don't.
well, let's have it the second Wednesday of August. Because next week we have a public hearing that we're gonna, the senators coming in. That's the 22nd. The following Wednesday is the 5th Wednesday of the month. So we're not gonna have a meeting. Then we have, we're gonna be talking about having a public hearing on the 5th. So maybe the 12th.
so from now to the 12th, we need to, the fees, we kind of talked about the fees, we need to discuss it. I think everybody has a different thought, some think less, some think more. So the fees we want, and then, I guess if there's anything, I guess we're still going back to the owner occupied, that's a pretty hot topic. That's what I heard tonight, we would figure out something about the fees.
But I know James had given me his questions in writing, and he gave it to Jenny, but I would ask all of you, just so we can keep this meeting.
Yeah, I'll email you mine, because you're not gonna read my handwriting.
Will you help me with 2-syllable words?
But if you guys could give us the information, then we can
Yep.
put it together.
Yeah, I'll get it emailed out tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, thank you guys.
You guys?
I gotta take a 2-minute recess before we continue.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you, Joey.
Nope, it's on. This is what I wrote up for today's meeting. I was just trying to get these, get a little.
Reconstruction meeting today. All right, I'll call the Board of Selectmen meeting back to order. The first order of business is to approve the minutes from July 8th.
So moved.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries. Next, we have a quitclaim deed. This is to the Winchester Economic Development Corporation. This is from last year voting. The voters voted to allow a property transfer or swap between conservation and the park where the Stone Mountain Business Park's going. And this is just a quitclaim deed for that, to finalize that swap of land.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries. Next, we have a request for a water and a sewer abatement. These are both for property at 37 Mechanic Street, map 28, lot 73. The utilities were overcharged. It's only one unit, and it was charged for both for a couple quarters, or for 2 units. And the total amount of the abatement is $210.
So moved.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries. This other abatement, the sewer abatement, it was for a pool filling. This is for 16 Tooths Drive, map 21, lot 28, the amount of $14.87.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. And there's a request for a property abatement.
Just so everybody knows on these, Rick does make his recommendation on whether to approve or deny, so.
Now I'm confused on this, Carrie, because this says,
So it's a water sewer bill from 2019, and it got leaned, so it now falls into the tax abatement side, because we lien it. When we lien anything, it goes to taxation.
that's why I was confused, because it's water and sewer, but it was coming out as a property abatement.
Correct, because it was liened,
Right.
non-payment.
Okay. And,
But the problem was, it was all disconnected, so there was no, there shouldn't have been a bill.
yeah. All right, so this is for 130 Main Street, map 26, lot 26, the amount of $600.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? I'm going to abstain because I work for the company. So motion passes 4 with 1 abstention. Next, we have the junkyard license for Truesdale's Garage, map 28, lot 17 at 15 Hildreth Street. Jenny, you guys went out and inspected this?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries. And we have the yearly application for reimbursement from the state for the Pisgah State Park. For the number of acres is 8,146.5. The total assessed valuation is $2,154,900. So we need a motion to accept this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. Next, we have a letter or paperwork from the DRA. We get this every year. I believe we get it every year, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah. Just asking if we're gonna use the PA 28 form for 2021 or not. We normally never do, so this is just stating that we will not be using that form. I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries.
Just one signature.
There's 3 signatures and a contact person. I'd like to,
Carrie.
yeah, keep Carrie as a contact person on this. And, so there's only spots for 3 other signatures.
I think.
3 officials and then the contact person.
Yeah.
That's us.
No, I don't, I think that would be Carrie. Besides the contact.
I believe that's us. Yeah, that's us. Next we have an intent to cut. This is for Old Chesterfield Road, doesn't give a number. But it's map 7, lot 47. There's no motion needed on this.
What's the state park?
It is the state park.
Yeah, that blow down they were
It's a
talking about.
salvage and the blow down and the microburst.
We have 2 letters here that were sent to us. Well, the first one was sent to Chief Gillette first. Mike would like to put it on file. So it's a short letter from Bill McGrath. Said last Friday I reported an issue with our neighbor's dog. I believe the officer was Penny Weatherby that was responsible for that responded to the call. Said too often the police are receiving negative criticism and feedback. I would like you to know that Officer Penny Weatherby did an excellent job at handling the situation. Please thank her for me. So there's that letter. Definitely, Mike did thank her, and we agree. And then the second one, excuse me, came into Carrie. I'm not sure who it's from because the email, oh, Barb. Yep, Barb Binkowski. Yep. Says, I don't know, or I know we just spoke about how wonderful the water department and highway department guys are, and did mention Jim briefly. I wanted to tell you again what a great team you have working with you. Every time we come into the office to register or renew a vehicle, we are always treated with the utmost respect. Jim is always so professional, kind, and helpful. I just called him on a renewal today where I had a paperwork issue. Once again, he worked with me finding the easiest and best solution. I can't thank all of you enough for making a trip to the town clerk a good experience. Thank you. So yes, thank you, Barb, for that letter. In the financial folder here, we have a request for payment out of the church steeple repair fund to Scully Architects for $3,125.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries. Next, there's a contract in here, well, to BMSI, who is our software people for the town already. This is for a program that we need that will add an extra level of security to our checking accounts. There's a one-time fee of $650 with a recurring annual license support fee of $115. And this was highly recommended to us by BMSI and by our bank. I think our insurance company wanted to see us do this too. So I will entertain a motion to approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. The last page was just for my signature, so. And then the last thing in the financial folder that we tabled again last week is the wheels for the loader. Dale's not here. Dale's probably not coming. He's not here now.
Well, if you wanna wait for Dale on that, I mean,
Did you get a chance to talk to him today?
I didn't, no. But he's fine if we go with his one wheel and a spare tire or the 3 new wheels. So, he'll mount the new tires that he has on those.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest problem, and I get where Jack was coming from with not wanting to put a little $3,700 worth of wheels on something that we're looking to get rid of. But spending $1,700 or $1,800 on having a spare for it, and then what?
1,500 for the spare.
Right.
And then, you know, again, if it does it again, now you're at not 3,000, 1,075 for another wheel, plus the labor to mount one of the other new tires onto that wheel, and
Right.
the third time,
So as
you're
soon
gonna
as,
be over what it's gonna
Right.
be to fix it. you know.
right, we already know we got 3 wheels that are no good, so getting one spare helps us when we have one problem, but we still have 2 bad wheels,
Well, you know,
and it could potentially run us more money.
yeah, and I'm not against, purchasing the 3 wheels. What I would, if we go down that road, I would like to investigate, get some information on, I just hate to, like you said, hate to put that much money, was it $3,700?
Yep.
Yes.
Put that amount of money into something that's possibly could be leaving in March. Well, actually, it wouldn't be until next July 1st. Right. If we're gonna put the $3,700 into it, I'd like to do some research on possibly refurnishing the whole machine.
I actually asked him.
I know you did it was John Deere, but I'm thinking that there might be
Yeah.
another outfit out there.
Well, that's definitely a good option for us to look into for the future.
Because you have, if you're making that investment into something that could only be here for a year,
Right.
you know.
Well, last year we put brand new tires on it.
Right.
Because it needed them. There's no other way around it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we had to make the investment to make it last another year.
So. The 3 wheels?
The 3 new ones.
The reason being is if we buy one at 1,500 and something goes wrong with that next month, we gotta spend another 1,500, now we're already at 2,000 and it still gets a problem.
Right.
That's my opinion.
I'll second that.
Right. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. Finally took the table tag off that one. Okay. All right, that's everything on the list. Let me double check this. Something earlier. All right, 2 quick things I had here. First, I I would like to schedule a public hearing for August 5th to review and discuss and vote on, at the end of it, a social media policy for the town. Anytime we change any policy, we have to hold a public hearing, so I'd like to do that on the 5th. And then the only other thing I had, we discussed it last week, and I said I'd be a pain in the butt and bring it up again this week. And I've actually changed my mind a little bit on it. Last week I had made a motion to purchase 5 Chromebooks, tablets, didn't matter what, something usable, up to $400 a piece. After thinking about it throughout the week and thinking about knowing the fact that our other boards and committees could use them, for example, the planning board, between the secretary and everybody at the table, there's 8 of them, 8 people sitting there. So 5 still wouldn't help them have a full meeting outside of the town hall. So I would like to make a motion, I'm gonna make a motion to purchase 8 tablets, Chromebooks, whatever we can find. And because of how hard it's been to find anything with everything being sold out, I'd like to change to up to $500 a piece for 8 of whatever we can find.
I'll second that.
Is there any other discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
No. Motion fails.
I have some.
Okay.
You're all done.
Yeah, we really need 8 tablets of some sort, but I will try again next week.
I'd like, Carrie, if you could get a hold of Dale, and work with him on, and I would like to have this sent out here within the next week. We need to send out a letter from, and if I need to put it in a motion form, I will, from the Board of Selectmen to all landowners that have a Class 6 road goes through their property. They're pretty good now, but we still have a couple that are being blocked off, either with rocks, stumps, even outbuildings. It's very important that we keep these Class 6 roads open for the forest fire issues. And plus, they're still a town road, even though they're not maintained, they're not been given back. They haven't been given up to Gates and Bars. So we need that, Dale, if you could work with him on getting a list. And maybe, I see our fire chief is here. Maybe you could ask Barry to it on some roads. Some Class 6 roads that we want to send a list out, a request to landowners, make sure these Class 6 roads are staying open for forest fire reasons.
Absolutely, we've always done that, and I know there's a few of them in town that have gates on them that are locked. Then Dale brings it to my attention, and I bring it to your attention, so let it go up. So I agree 100% that Class 6 roads have to be open for us to access. Not only for brush fires, and if somebody's hiking out there and they get injured, we still gotta, have access to that.
Right.
If you, Barry, if you happen to know of any or think of any between now and whenever, could you just contact Carrie and let her know? Just in case Dale doesn't see the same things you see, so.
Go back to the tablet. The reason I don't know is I'd like a more definite figure of what it would cost us for 8. You know what I mean?
Well, the ones,
What we can get.
well, the ones that were shown to us last week were 300 and, I don't remember what they were, $360 a piece, something like that. However, the one company we were trying to buy them through, we're out of stock on them because with the remote learning, there was a lot of them purchased. So that's why I'm not 100% sure what supplier we'll be able to get them through. I know we will be able to get them. Well, that's why I said up to $500. I mean, if they're $380 through this one program, I wouldn't think there'd be too much more than that through somebody else, but if we give the extra $120 a piece to purchase them, if Kerry does find somebody that has 8 of them, and it's below $500 a piece, I'd like to buy them. And, I mean, even at $500 a piece for 8 of them, that's $4,000, but we'll be reimbursed the full $4,000. Margaret, did you have something to add to that, or?
If I may,
Yeah, you made the original proposal, so.
as a health officer for the town of Winchester, I made that recommendation. It's because the odds are that the pandemic is going to get significantly worse before it gets better. None of us have a crystal ball, but we all know what's going on in the country and the world right now. The boards, especially you, still need to conduct business. I don't believe in holding Zoom meetings when we can meet in public. I believe in holding those meetings when absolutely necessary so you can conduct business in accordance with the law. I know some of you have spoken about that you don't want to be seen and, you know, this and that, and I get that. You don't have to turn on the camera. And anybody else, correct me if I'm wrong, the requirements of 91A is to hear the discussion and to know what's going on. So, for example, I know that Chan, and I don't mean this derogatory, a tablet or a Chromebook may be a little difficult for you, all right? And again, I don't mean that derogatory. But with something like this, if you're comfortable, you and James could be together where the others could be at their homes and you two could be heard together.
You could also call in while the rest of us are on our
Right.
tablets.
So there are avenues to do this. I mean, I understand some of your apprehensions, and I don't believe that it should be done now by any means. This is being proactive when things get really dire this fall and winter. I think what we went through this spring, unfortunately, was easy compared to what's going to happen. And I'm not a doom and gloom person, and I don't believe in the end of the world, but I believe it's going to be difficult. And I believe the selectmen are going to have to meet, and they're going to have to make decisions, regular, everyday decisions, and God forbid, hopefully not some difficult decisions. And you're going to need this equipment to meet safely and to be able to be the leaders of the town.
My thought process in making sure that we buy it now is, luckily the governor did finally Tuesday give what the state's going to recommend is for the reopening of schools, but they're still leaving it up to the schools really on how they do it. So there's a possibility that quite a few schools across the state could possibly still stay with remote learning, and if they have to buy more tablets and stuff to accommodate their needs, there could be another shortage of those coming.
And that's one of the reasons I brought it to you guys a month ago, because this was the writings on the wall. Things are not going to be had. That's why I was hoping that you would agree to it and then work on getting them on order, because they may not come for 6 to 8 weeks, even if they come at all. But I really strongly believe we have to try. I was reading the school guidance today, and I'm hoping to hear from Lindsay on that also. The way I interpret it, I only read it briefly, families are going to have the option to do remote learning, and then there's the BLAC, if I say that correctly. Yes. So, yes, you're right. A lot of this electronic equipment is going to be used up. But you guys are the leaders of the town, and you have a responsibility. And you're going to have to meet, and you have to meet in compliance with the law. I'm not saying to use it now, but to buy it, it's going to be reimbursed from the grant, and you're going to have it in a case of emergency. And if it's not this year, I don't look at it that way, but there may still be a need in the future.
Yep.
And I respectfully ask you, please, to vote that in. Thank you.
I have to make a different motion because one was already made and failed, right?
You can revisit any.
Not quite yet. I let Margaret comment, because as a health officer, she's the one that originally put the proposal before us. I'll make a motion to revisit my earlier motion that failed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Which way did you vote? No. No? Okay, the motion still failed. Anything else from the board?
Yes, Gloria, last week, you had music in the park,
Right,
able to get it in, all right? This week,
as far as I know.
all right,
It's on the schedule, as far as I know.
all right, great. Ben, are you gonna be at the, is it conservation meeting tomorrow night?
Yeah,
Are you gonna be there?
I'm planning on it.
Okay, great. Because I believe they're gonna be discussing Musterfield Park update. And,
Yeah.
and Gloria, I don't know if you've been in contact with them on the banners. Didn't you talk to somebody?
The banners.
Conservation's looking at purchasing a banner or something. That's on their agenda for tomorrow night also.
Yeah, there's a form. I think I know Devin was working on drafting a form, and it was reviewed by the Red Committee with some minor changes. I don't know if the form has actually been finalized. I know there's a list, we're taking a list, where the banners are available. We just have to finalize the actual form that's gonna go out to the public. And also they have to, based on the number of people who are interested, and so far there's quite a few, we have to look at what other additional telephone poles are available. We don't have to get permission from the state or Eversource to use probably up maybe towards Coolix more, up the other way on 119, I don't know. But right now, the way it looks is we're gonna need additional telephone poles. So, yeah, there will be an official form out very shortly. So yeah, anybody who wants to buy a banner, I think it's 150. And then, yeah, I think that's what it was. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah.
Did you have something you wanted me to bring up at the conservation meeting?
No, I really just wanted the update. I mean, we were very blessed to have Leonard W. Lawrence, along with Bruce Lawrence, volunteer their equipment and man hours to stump it out there, and it looks great. But we're just looking for some update. Here we are, middle of the summer's, gone, so
Yeah.
didn't know where we were on what their plans were.
Yeah, but we are moving forward with replacing his existing banners and buying new banners.
Wrote myself a note.
Thanks.
If I don't, I'll forget. Is there anything else from the board?
Had the construction update meeting with Kate and Howard and Hullock Construction today. Just hoping that those materials will start arriving on between the 8th and 17th of August. And they're hoping to start mapping in some of the existing shut-offs and services that week, the week of the 10th. And hoping to start the week of the 17th, providing all the materials did come. And their plan is to keep traffic moving both ways, but there could be minor delays. And hoping for a completion of around the 1st of November, that first week, providing there's no major obstacles that they...
Right.
So,
Yeah,
that's it.
digging in the ground in New England. What kind of obstacles could they come across? Anything else from the board? All right, at this time, I'll open it to the floor. Anybody from the public have anything?
Come on down, Kevin.
Mr. Chairman, I am confused in regards to the laptops. What's the cost to the town of Winchester for these laptops that you are proposing that the town of Winchester buy?
Well, the upfront cost is we have to pay for them in full, but we get 100% reimbursement on them.
So you get 100% reimbursement by the state of New Hampshire.
Yes.
So the state of New Hampshire has essentially already spent this money, is that true?
It's available to us to use. We
So,
don't physically have the money. We have available the reimbursement.
So complete reimbursement.
Yep.
Won't cost the taxpayers of Winchester 1 cent.
Nope.
Okay. And also, so we're refusing revenue essentially. We're refusing revenue from the state of New Hampshire. During this pandemic, the state of New Hampshire is saying we're making this money available to small towns like ours who might be strapped for cash, like the town of Winchester, and they're making this money available. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not revenue, we gotta pay for it at some point, Kevin.
But
It doesn't fall
it
out
comes
of the
right back to
sky.
it. It's a complete wash. Is that true?
No, money doesn't fall out of the sky, does it?
The money has already been spent by the state of New
It
Hampshire.
hasn't been spent by the state of New Hampshire until we buy them.
If Winchester doesn't spend this money, another town will be spending this money. Is that true?
That's speculation.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's how it's gonna work out though, 'cause I mean, the state only has so much money to work
Each town
with.
was allotted a certain portion, anywhere from, say, 20,000 up to a couple $100,000, depending upon the size of the town and this.
Right, but I think
Yeah,
what
so-
Kevin's trying to say is at the end of the day, whatever is not spent goes back into the grant pool and will end up at some point getting redistributed to other towns.
It's
So-
possible.
I would ask the Board of Selectmen, are you thinking about people who might be on the Board of Selectmen, not necessarily this year, but maybe next year, who might need access to these laptops? Are you thinking about the other boards on town, like the planning board, like the budget committee, or any of those boards who might need laptops if the pandemic comes back, as Margaret was saying, likely could come back even worse than it was before? Are you thinking about other town employees? Maybe like Ricky, or like Amy, or people who work in the front office here, or anybody who works downstairs? Are you taking into consideration those employees in the town of Winchester when you say you don't want to purchase these laptops, which won't cost the town of Winchester, New Hampshire anything?
Well, explain to yourself, not thinking about employees, because they won't be using these laptops.
No, they won't, because you refuse to buy them, Jack.
If there's 5,000 here in this room right now, they wouldn't be using them. So explain yourself how we're not thinking about them.
I don't understand your question.
Right. Your point being, you just said, are you thinking about Ricky and Amy and town employees?
Right, and others that serve on town boards who are
You
asking...
didn't say that. You said,
I did. I mentioned the planning board. I mentioned
right,
the budget committee.
no, I know, but then you went on to say, are you thinking about town employees?
Right.
And you named two.
I did.
Ricky and Amy.
Okay, do you want me to name a couple more?
You can name 100. But
We don't have
how
100.
are we not thinking about them, Kevin?
I don't know. That's
By
what
not
I'm asking you,
purchasing
Jack.
these. They won't use them.
Have you asked them?
They're
Have you asked
not. Why do they need them?
them? They might need them
Why
in the
do
future.
they need them?
They might need them in the future, Jack. Other people who are on other boards besides the Board of Selectmen might need them. People who are on the
You're
Board of Selectmen
moving
in
the goalposts.
2021 might need them.
You're moving the goalposts.
There is no goalpost, Jack.
Yes, it is. You're saying on one hand you're saying boards and committees, and then on the other hand you're saying town employees. Two separate
Okay.
groups.
All right. Would you
So
consider
stick with
both
one.
groups?
That's the reason I asked you, is how we're not you accuse this board of not thinking of the town employees.
I just asked you a question. So it's a yes or no question. I mean, you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to.
There is no way to answer it, Kevin, because they won't be using the town employees. will
Aren't
not
you
be
going
using-
to enact a social
All right,
media
all right,
policy soon? Wouldn't
Please.
they use that for the
No.
social media policy?
Wait a minute. One person at a time, and Kevin has the microphone right now.
Well, I mean, I would just like to express my sincere disappointment in the Board of Selectmen at this moment for refusing, at this moment, to take advantage of the situation that the state of New Hampshire is giving us during this pandemic to purchase technology. To purchase technology that that Winchester can use this year and into the future. You've heard Margaret, you've heard Ben explain that these are items that are in demand right now. You okay the purchase of these laptops, these computers, it's already okay then. We can go and get in line to get these in-demand items.
Well,
You are thinking,
No.
I hope that you are not just thinking about yourself,
No.
and you are thinking about other people who serve on other town boards and also people who are employees here in the town.
there's only one thing I want to correct you on, Kevin. is don't paint the whole board with the same brush. There was only 3 no votes. So Ben and Gloria are in favor of it.
No.
You
No,
said,
Jack. The
you
Board
said
of
the whole,
Selectmen voted against it. So
No.
it's the entire board that I
no, it is not. No, Ben and Gloria have been pushing for
I
it.
heard how they voted. I heard how they voted.
Well, I'm
But
just saying,
it's
don't
your-
put
it's
them
the-
in.
It's the board's vote.
Yeah.
You voted it down.
Anybody else from the public?
Not to add salt to the wound, but multiple people in this community, including your health officer, have come to you and asked that you purchase these laptops. And the community is speaking, and the select board is not listening. And it's very interesting to me what you choose to listen to and what you choose not to listen to. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
And last one, as always. Here they come. I just wanted to, Jack, piggyback on what you said about, future employees are going to use it. I read through the draft of the social media policy, and it states that any town employee or volunteer can post on behalf of the town with their initials written under. So now town employees that don't have a laptop, would they not be able to use these laptops to, foster the social media policy? Right.
They have. First of all, it hasn't been finalized.
Right.
That draft, when we put that in, actually Carrie's the one that been working on it for us, was in regards to updating anything from her office
Okay.
that she does now on the computer. She
Right.
does the website, and if she'll be doing anything on the Facebook, she'll be doing it
Okay.
through her, not a laptop, and what she has, from the equipment that she has in place right now.
Okay, that's not what the social media policy draft says.
And like I said, it's
Okay.
just a draft.
Okay. So,
So when we have the public hearing on August 5th, then
Okay.
it'll be finalized.
okay. Are we gonna allow public comment before you guys go over? Because I've read through the draft myself extensively, and there's quite a,
That's
Right.
the purpose for the public hearing.
Right.
So,
okay.
to allow the public.
Is there gonna be a work group for that social media policy?
What?
A work group like you had prior to here for the rental housing one? Ahead of a work session, yes, yes.
No, the social media policy that we're looking at, we started working on 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we tasked Carrie with that.
Okay.
Reaching out to other towns, see what they have.
Okay.
She reached out to Southwestern and a few others.
Okay.
And that's what she used to develop what she came up with. There are still a couple minor tweaks and
Okay.
things that we know have to happen.
Okay.
And that'll all be hashed out during the
Okay.
during the work session.
As a member, as a citizen, a resident of this town, I'd recommend that you have a breakout work group, whatever you guys call it, ahead of time, because there are quite a few flaws in it. Ahead of the public hearing.
Well, we won't, like I said, they've already been working on it for 3 years, and that's pretty
Okay.
much duplicating, that policy is basically duplicating what other towns have used.
Okay, that policy does not include sexual orientation discrimination. If you've been working on it for 3 years, I think that would be something that you would include.
Well, that's part of the law anyway, so.
It's not in there. So if you've been working on it for 3 years, I would think that would be,
Well, it's part of the law. We have to follow the law no matter what policy.
Right, but it's not in your draft.
Right, we're not trying to change the law.
Right, but why would you not include sexual orientation?
The law already states that nobody can discriminate due to sexual orientation.
It's not in your draft, though.
It doesn't have to be, it's in the state law.
But it should still be included.
It's part of the state constitution, because I don't.
It should still be spelled out in your draft.
Policies on our social media policy on what we can do with Facebook and whatnot to help promote what's going on in town.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. Hence a breakout group or whatever you talk about, so we could talk about it, in a more general manner, as a group, rather than bringing it to a public hearing immediately. Just trying to work with you guys.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Is there anything else from the public? Come on up.
Chris Stedman, 89 Backash Willett Road. On July 2nd, about 5:30 p.m., before a long weekend, on a very hot day, there was a water main break in front of my house. Within 4 hours, it was repaired, road passable, and water back on. I just want to commend the Highway and Water Department for a job well done after hours before a long weekend. I'm sure they weren't happy to get back, but I was sure happy to see them. So I just wanted to pass that along.
Yeah, thank you. Did you have something else? Oh.
No, and I don't, I'm sorry, Margaret, but I don't have an update from the school. Our team, our reopening team will be meeting tomorrow, and at our school board meeting, we will receive an update and a recommendation for how they're recommending that we interpret the governor's recommendations on these groups like that.
Yeah, it was a
So
very,
I don't have an update today.
it was a very broad recommendation.
Really broad, I think it just goes back to it continues to gap.
Right. What's the date of your guys' school board meeting?
The 16th.
The 16th? Okay. Yeah, today's 15th, okay.
And typically I would come in and report on the last meeting, but I'm sure that we'll
Right.
be pushing out some updated information after the board meeting as well.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. I just looked over and you look like you were thinking about getting up, but. Yeah. All right, there being nothing else from the public. What did I write me note? There it is. I got it. I wrote it down. And actually, before I do this, I know it's a sore topic, but I'm gonna make a motion to revisit my earlier failed motion one last time tonight.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Still 3. Okay. I will now entertain them.
Can't blame me for trying.
No, I needed to try one last time. For tonight. For tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already.
That was my last try tonight. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A32, little b, c, and e.
Second.
Jack?
Aye.
James?
Aye.
Herb? Gloria? Ben? Aye. We're now in non-public, and I do not see us